Thank you for joining the ClickandStor 3.0 Features and Benefits webinar hosted by the Storage Group.
All right, it's that time, 12 noon on the dot, so let's go ahead and get started. Hello, and thank you for attending our webinar, ClickandStor 3.0 Features and Benefits. My name is Bessie Hadaway, and I'm the Marketing Coordinator at the Storage Group. I also have Kristen Paragoy, the Storage Group's Marketing Manager, with me, and we will be presenting the webinar. The Storage Group, as you may know, specializes in digital marketing for those in the self-storage industry. Special to the storage industry, we provide cutting-edge digital products and services that ensure industry success and improve customer experiences through technology, marketing, and consulting. If you haven't checked us out in a while, be sure to stick around because we have some exciting new projects that you should know about. And please reach out to Jill Baker, our Director of Sales, if you have any questions or if you'd like to learn more about ClickandStor 3.0. So just a few housekeeping items for the webinar today. We will be recording the webinar and all attendees will receive a copy in the next few business days. If you have a friend who you think may enjoy this webinar, be sure to add their name to the chat and we'll send a copy of the webinar to them as well. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat area on the left, and we will get to your questions in the Q&A section of the webinar toward the end. We also have a special offer for our webinar attendees, so more on that later, and let's get started. So we have an extensive amount of marketing services, a little bit of everything from ClickandStor to market intel, reputation management, social media, website security, website development, and much more. So specifically, we'll be talking about ClickandStor 3.0 since it's going to be launching toward the beginning of next year. And today we're going to go over the features and benefits of ClickandStor 3.0 and the mobile app, a sneak peek of ClickandStor 3.0, some key takeaways that you want to remember, our special offer, and the Q&A section. And so in this webinar, we hope you'll learn about the features and benefits of ClickandStor 3.0, the changes and updates to ClickandStor 3.0, how ClickandStor 3.0 and the mobile app can generate additional revenue for your facility with a first-of-its-kind self-storage e-commerce system. And we do have that special offer just for you webinar viewers. So if you're not familiar with ClickandStor, you may be wondering, what exactly is that and how does that help my facility? So ClickandStor is the e-commerce solution for the self-storage industry. It has an all-new shopping cart platform and mobile app. And storage facilities and vendors can come together in a unique way to offer hassle-free, all-inclusive user experience for potential tenants. And storage facilities can generate additional income even when they're closed and stand out from their competitors by offering a variety of products that tenants need when they're renting a storage unit. And so for years, facilities have come to trust and rely on ClickandStor as the original online rental tool. And so now we're offering this unique opportunity to grow your business even further.
Thanks for that great introduction, Jesse. So the ClickandStor 3.0 launch will happen and be available in early 2018, so watch out for that. We'll have many updates online through social media as well as email blasts, so keep an eye out for that. Like Bessie said, ClickandStor 3.0 is the first of its kind in the storage industry. No other online rental tool allows you to sell additional storage-related products and services online while earning monthly revenue, and that's 24 hours a day. So like Bessie mentioned, we have a very special offer just for ClickandStor webinar visitors today, so please stay tuned until the end of the webinar and we'll give you that special offer. So let's jump in to the ClickandStor 3.0 features and benefits. Plus, we'll be allowing you to see a little sneak peek about what it looks like. So let's jump in. So let's go over what you'll see on the home page of the ClickandStor 3.0 app. Tenants can go ahead and search for properties. They can register or log in. And as you see there at the top, they can also perform a search to find facilities near them by searching address, state, or zip code. Here on the ClickandStor features and benefits, ClickandStor 3.0, when added to your website, and the app will show everything a client needs, including various unit sizes, features of each unit, images of the unit, and maybe some mock images of what can be stacked within the unit. You can display pricing, including web and app-only specials, and you can also include move-in and reserve buttons. Keep in mind that ClickandStor 3.0 on your website and mobile app have the same features and rental process. ClickandStor 3.0 features and benefits also include the ability to go ahead and pay bills online as a tenant. Tenants can also reserve a unit. They can move into the unit, and you also have the ability to sell tenant insurance and storage supplies online. Going on to ClickandStor 3.0 online rental data, ClickandStor allows your facility to offer online storage rentals and reservations directly from your website and mobile app 24 hours a day. So even when you're not open, tenants can go ahead and check out the units you have available. Tenants can rent their unit online and move into their unit even when your facility's office is closed, even though your process might be a little bit different depending on if you decide to give out gate codes or not. We'll get into that a little bit later. With ClickandStor 3.0, you can sell storage supplies, tenant insurance, and other items to earn additional monthly revenue. ClickandStor online data also allows the tenant to hold a unit for a future date, and then at that point they would need to visit your facility office to finish the rental process. So that's what a reservation is. Whereas a move-in allows the tenant to rent a unit online and move into their unit right away unless you prefer them to visit your facility to complete the rental agreement. Below, here is the kind of information that can be viewed via the performance dashboard. I did a webinar about that a couple weeks ago, so if you haven't checked that out, be sure to do that. We have that on our social media and YouTube channels. So here on our demo, we can see the facility name, the date that the transaction happened, the type of transactions. These examples include move-in and booking, the date needed, the size of the unit, and then you can also see first name, last name, phone number, and email contact for all of the tenants that start the process. So in this information via ClickandStor, you can also see something called an abandonment. An abandonment is when a potential tenant visits your website and begins the Click and Store online rental process. If the tenant doesn't complete the rental and leaves your website, this creates what is known as an abandonment. Click and Store will then display the potential tenant's contact information within your performance dashboard. Then, the abandonment contact information will include the facility name, the date, the transaction type, the date the tenant would need it by, the size of the unit they were trying to book, total cost, if any have been calculated yet, first and last name, phone number, and email address. In having all of this contact information within the abandonment report, you'll be able to see all of the contact information from a potential tenant so you never lose a potential client again. Click and Store will also send the facility an email whenever a potential tenant abandons their cart so that the facility management and staff are notified. Use this contact information as a facility to follow up with abandoned website visitors over the phone or email. Click and Store can also send an email with a coupon to the potential tenant to encourage them to complete the online rental. So that's another great perk of Click and Store. Let's get on to some other features. Click and Store 3.0 features include that it's an e-commerce platform specific to the storage industry. It includes everything that you would need via e-commerce, including a shopping cart, a clean, user-friendly shopping experience, opportunity for additional monthly revenue, the ability to take orders even when your facility is closed, and you can pick and choose from appropriate vendors, such as shipping supply vendors, to include as a special perk to have a one-and-done shopping experience for your tenants. And here we see a couple of screenshots of a particular one is of the unit, and in the next screen you'll see a screenshot of vendors that you can go ahead and offer on your site. For example, bubble wrap, boxes, locks. You can go ahead and share these features on social media. There's a mobile app. You can also include online rentals about products and facilities. And available vendors may include tenant insurance, locks, packing supplies, cloud storage for digital files and photos, and more to be added later. Some features of Click and Store 2.0 that will still be available with 3.0, that launch is happening earlier next year, will include auto pay, prepayment, ACH payment, responsive design, which means just that it's mobile friendly, those abandonment reports that I spoke about. You can include links to videos, custom features, web prices versus in-store price, and custom descriptions such as changing rent to move-in, depending on your preferences. Optional Click and Store 3.0 add-ins include upgraded email confirmation, inclusive of review buttons, social media links, facility map, which is displayed over here to the right, as you can see, very colorful. Office hours, you can go ahead and brand Click and Store 3.0 with your colors, logos, and itemized cost. You can also encourage tenants to write a review right after renting, because we all know how important those reviews of our facilities are, don't we? and that's also included here in this screenshot. It says we value your feedback. Please take a few minutes to leave a review of your experience, and then tenants can post a review, as simple as that. If you have the Premium Performance Plan or the Storage Group's Reputation Management System, the review buttons help you to encourage your tenants to write an online review right after renting their unit. This helps you to capture the tenant's review when the tenant is happy and when your facility is fresh in their mind. So some more ClickandStor 3.0 features. This is optional, but you can definitely add on ID verification. This is available in case you're looking for extra peace of mind and an added layer of security. ID verification verifies that the person is who they say they are. If they entered information that is slightly off, for example, fast fingers and typing in a wrong digit in an area code, then it'll pick up on that. Then a few security questions will pop up that only that person would know how to answer before they can proceed with the online rentals. So just an added layer of security for your tenants. With ClickandStor 3.0, you also have several customizable options. For example, facilities can add their contact information, unit descriptions, unit features. For example, the one here in the screenshot, we can see that a rental feature is that it's easily accessible and it's a first floor entry. We also see details of this 5x5 self-storage unit as being a corner unit. So if that's something that your tenants would find particularly helpful to know, you can absolutely add in those details. You also see that there can be photos added online and the ability to sign the lease online, known as e-signing. Contact us today if you're interested in customizing ClickandStor for your facility. We'll take questions at the end, and we'll also share with you the contact information for Director of Sales, so you can ask any questions needed. Here on this screen for ClickandStor 3.0, you can see that tenants can search for units by size. For example, there on the yellow buttons, we have just small, medium, and large. You can also have tenants search by features, including climate control, power, if the facility is inside, and how accessible it is. You can also go ahead and have tenants search by the price tool. They can set the max price to whatever they'd like, and so there's a min and a max price. So super easy for them to search whatever they need. On ClickandStor 3.0, tenants can also use the 3D storage calculator, which you'll see there to the right, that's what it looks like, to find out the best unit for them based on what they plan to store in their unit or by the number of rooms in their current home. So any tenant who's maybe moving or downsizing can go ahead and search the preset contents by either 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, or 3-bedroom house. The calculator will display a 3D diagram of the storage unit full of the tenant selected items. So some people are really visual, so this is a really cool option. 3D calculator, I like it. ClickandStor 3.0, as I said, can display small, medium, and large units, and you can also display your units available with measurements. For example, this particular screenshot is a 5x10. You can display the types of units that you have available, such as climate control. You can also display features of each unit. For example, this one is power, it's on the inside. accessible on the first floor. There's also an image of the unit and the location of the unit. So for example, I just said this is a first floor entry. So that would be a really important selling point about this particular unit in case tenants are looking for something like that. Some more ClickandStor 3.0 features. You can also add a special description of the unit, reviews direct from your real-life clients, and an FAQ section. So these are just tabs here. So you'll see in the screenshot that this particular tab is showing us the reviews. A couple come from Google+, and also Facebook. Google, Facebook, and Yelp is most of the ones that reviews will come from. So you'll see the icon of which review site that particular one came from. And so that's reviews, and right next to reviews in the tab would be an FAQ section, frequently asked questions, which would let your potential tenants ask any question that they need to about your facility. ClickandStor supplies. Let's talk about what you can offer. As part of their checkout experience, tenants will have the ability to purchase appropriate materials through your website or mobile app for their move-in. For example, maybe a tenant is looking for insurance, boxes, packing material, locks, or bubble wrap. I know I've used all of those things when I'm moving, so your tenants will find vendor add-ons like this especially helpful. So let's talk about the shopping experience. ClickandStor 3.0 shopping experience, like we said, is very clean and user-friendly. Tenants can go ahead and select the date that they will need the unit. They can go ahead and select tenant insurance. Then they can click Add to Cart, and they can either continue to shop or proceed to checkout if they're all done. Next, tenants can review the unit and insurance they selected. Here in the screenshot, you can see each cost and the subtotal. Tenant insurance will be a monthly payment. So if your facility offers month-to-month rentals, your tenants can see the price of the unit per month as a one-time payment. Then tenants can click Proceed to Checkout after reviewing their order. By the time they proceeded to checkout, the tenant will fill out the billing info section with his or her name, address, and credit card information. If you so desire, your facility can also require a driver's license number and state, social security number, date of birth, and more for added security for your tenant. And you can see here in this example that this particular demo has included all of those things. Check the box, shipping is the same as billing in case a tenant wants the storage supplies, for example, those boxes, bubble wrap, things like that, shipped to the billing address that they just entered. At this stage, tenants can also sign up for AutoPay, and then they click the Agree to Terms button there in the green slider. And finally, they can review their order if they're all done. At this stage, tenants can review their order before submitting it. Here, they can see their move-in details, such as the unit size they selected and their specific move-in date. Payment information, such as fees or deposits that your facility wants to include, will be shown on the right. Taxes will also be added to display in the grand total that your tenant must pay. Facilities can add their gate access code on this page if they want to allow 24/7 move-ins for their tenants, or you can also add a customized message that lets the tenant know to visit the facility office in order to complete the rental. ClickandStor 3.0, when it's time to review the order information, account details such as the tenant's name, address, email, and phone number will all be displayed. After reviewing the information and checking that it's correct, the tenant can at this point click Submit. All of this information will be sent to the tenant in a confirmation email. If your facility offers 24/7 move-in, the tenants can select their lease online from their smartphone, tablet, or computer and move into their unit right away with the facility gate access code. Of course, if you don't want to offer this, you don't have to. It's just an option. After signing, the tenant will receive the confirmation email and can move into their unit. If the tenant reserved the unit, they would have to visit your facility office during normal business hours to complete the rental process and sign their lease.
Thanks, Kristen. That was a lot of great information. Thanks for walking us through the rental process with ClickandStor 3.0. So just to recap what we discussed today, ClickandStor 3.0 and the mobile app will be available in early 2018. ClickandStor can help you take orders and reservations from clients 24/7, including when your facility is closed. This way you never miss a sale. Even when you're sleeping, even when it's 2 in the morning, you're able to take orders and reservations. ClickandStor can help you follow up with abandonments so that you never miss a potential sale. As we mentioned, all of that information is in the performance dashboard, so you're able to easily follow up with that potential client and hopefully earn their business. ClickandStor 3.0 is responsive, so that means that it functions and displays on tablets, smartphones, and computers. And with so many people using mobile devices, this is very important that they're able to rent from any device. Tenants can sign their lease online and move in immediately after, which is very convenient for the facility and the tenant and saves the facility a lot of time and paperwork if you choose to offer that. ClickandStor 3.0 is very customizable to your specific facility and inventory of units. So if you only offer climate controlled, or maybe you offer a mix of both, of climate controlled and standard units, we're able to customize this specifically for your facility and the kind of units that you have. You can view ClickandStor abandonments, rentals, reservations, and payments in the performance dashboard. And so it's a lot easier to track your rentals that way and to see how much money you're making from ClickandStor. The ClickandStor 3.0 mobile app lets tenants rent on the go and pay their bill online. And that's very convenient for tenants. It also helps you to earn your rental payments quickly if they can just pay online. So why should you use ClickandStor? If we haven't convinced you yet, here are a couple of important statistics to keep in mind. Facilities with ClickandStor had over 10,500 completed rentals in total in 2017, and that's no small number. So keep that in mind, that people are looking for an easy way to rent a unit. They want to do it online. They want to do it around their schedule, and ClickandStor is a great way to do that. A study by Big Commerce found that 96% of people shop online. So if you have most of the population buying products and services online, why not offer online storage rentals at your facility? According to TechCrunch, 85% of time spent on smartphones is spent using mobile apps. And that also is no small statistic. So a mobile app where you can rent a unit directly from your smartphone is very easy for tenants, and it gives them a lot of convenience and helps your facility to stand out from others. ComScore mobile metrics found that Americans spend an average of 87 hours a month using smartphones. And that's huge. I mean, I'm sure I can speak for many people. Your smartphone's always with you. A lot of times it's easier than pulling out a computer and turning that on. And the smartphone, most of the time, is always on. So this is a great way to reach potential tenants, is by having the mobile app and a responsive online rental tool such as ClickandStor. ClickandStor provides a one-of-a-kind e-commerce self-storage experience for you tenants. You can also stand out from the competition by offering hassle-free storage-related supplies and shipping. And so the vendor partners handle the supplies, inventory, and the shipping. So all you have to do is just sell it on ClickandStor on your website and through the mobile app. You can make extra monthly revenue just by selling additional items through ClickandStor 3.0 on your website and through the mobile app. And you can earn more tenants by offering unmatched convenience. You can offer a very unique experience, something that they probably couldn't find in most other facilities. And as we mentioned toward the beginning, this is our special attendee offer for our webinar attendees, 50% off the setup fee for ClickandStor 3.0. So that's an amazing deal. You can save a ton of cash. And the offer is only good until December 28th of this year. So if you're interested in jump-starting your rentals for the new year, this is the perfect time to get ClickandStor on your website. All right, and if you have any questions about the webinar offer, be sure to contact Jill Baker. She's our Director of Sales, and I'm going to put her contact information up in a moment. But as promised, it's time for our Q&A section of the webinar. And we collected some of these questions from social media and from email ahead of time, but if you have any other questions, feel free to type them in the chat box, and we'll get to them. And so our first question is ClickandStor available to all facilities? And yes, it is. Regardless of whether we built your website or not, ClickandStor is a separate product, and that can be added to any website. So if you're interested, be sure to get in touch with us, and we can discuss how this can help your facility. When will ClickandStor 3.0 be available? So be sure to keep your eyes open. It will be here in early 2018. And we're going to keep you updated through social media and our email blast, so we'll let you know the details when it launches. Is ClickandStor included with my new website build? No, it is a separate product, but we can add it to any website. It's not automatically included. We strongly advise this, though, if you are building a new website. This can really boost your sales and rentals for the new year. So just let us know if you're interested and contact Jill. All right, and can I add ClickandStor 3.0 to an existing website? And yes, if you already have a website, we can definitely add that to a website that you already have. And if you're not looking to upgrade your website just yet, we can still add it as long as your site is updated enough to be compatible with the technology of ClickandStor. And how do I add ClickandStor to my website? And you can contact Jill Baker, Director of Sales. Her email address and phone number are up on the screen right now, so be sure to take that down if you want to upgrade your plan or add any a la carte services. And what do I do if I have a question about ClickandStor 3.0? Just reach out to Jill. She'll be able to answer, or also reach out to support staff if you have any technical issues with your current ClickandStor. And if my facility already has ClickandStor 2.0, when will I transition over to ClickandStor 3.0? And so all clients that have 2.0 will automatically transfer to ClickandStor 3.0 in January 2018. So this is very exciting for our current clients that are going to be moving over. They'll get a whole new look and feel, and be also be able to offer storage supplies on their website and through the mobile app. All right, and Let me see what other questions we have in the chat. And does the abandonment feature work in conjunction with your software management system? So if you have, and this person mentioned SiteLink. So yes, it does work with SiteLink. That is one of the top PMS systems or property management systems in the industry, and it does integrate with SiteLink. So not to worry there. If you have ClickandStor, it will work with SiteLink. As far as costs and fees, reach out to Jill and she can discuss that with you. And does my website have to be WordPress? No, WordPress is a very popular platform and many websites are on there. But reach out to Jill and with the type of website you have or what platform it is on, and she can get more information for you about that. And eMove, merchant services, will that need to change? It should work with eMove, yes. So we have a variety of property management systems that ClickandStor integrates with. eMove is one of them, SiteLink, and there's some others. So Jill can go and get in touch with you about that. As far as supplies, what supplies companies you go through, you will need to discuss that with Jill, and she can provide you some more information as far as vendors that are available and how that process will work. And if you have parking and office space, yes, parking also work with ClickandStor, so not to worry. If you have vehicle storage, you can offer that online through ClickandStor. And if you use web self-storage, please talk to Jill and she can get you some more information, and we can reach back out to you once we consult with our tech team about any technical details. All right. Gate codes for new clients. You can offer a gate code if you want. Not all facilities prefer to do this, but if you want to offer the 24/7 move-in where the tenant can move in any time of the day or night, you can offer the gate code on the email confirmation, and they can use that gate code to bring in their belongings and move into their unit right away, even when the facility is closed. But that is an option. It just depends on each individual facility and what they feel comfortable with offering. And yes, you can customize the unit images. There's a lot of customizable details, and you can also include that in the description if there are certain storage spaces that you have that you think people should know about. You can mention that in the details, in the features section, and also add an image that is customized. That is not a problem at all.
Great questions. Thank you, everybody, for sharing. And if you have any that you think of a little bit later today or maybe even tomorrow, go ahead and contact Jill Baker. Her email and phone number are both up on the site right now. Looks like we have a couple other questions if you want to answer those, Bessie, and then we'll start to wrap up for today.
Right, yeah. So what other review sources do you offer? So Facebook, Google, and Yelp are the ones that are offered with the reputation management system. So if you have that, or if you're on the premium performance plan, that is also part of your plan. And so you can have those reviews added to your ClickandStor 3.0 platform. So those are the big ones. Definitely Facebook, Google, and Yelp are the ones that are most used online. So that will give you some great online visibility and help you to attract more tenants. All right, I think that's all we have at the moment. But as Kristen mentioned, if you have any other questions, be sure to reach out to Jill or anything that we didn't cover, and she'll be more than happy to answer your questions. So thank you so much for attending our webinar. We really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to join us. We will be sending a webinar video recording in the next few business days via email, so keep an eye out for that. And don't forget, we do have the 50% off ClickandStor 3.0 setup fee. So if you want to save half off of the ClickandStor 3.0 platform, definitely get in touch with Jill. It'll make a big difference in your online rentals for the new year. Thank you so much for joining us, and have a great day. Bye.